with one another, but the trend and strategy are there.
Members, can I hear a question? Question has been called. All those in favor say aye. Opposed nay. It is carried. Thank you. Thank you. Katunkubire ko mbugalo bwa maanyi nga tuyimiridde ripooti ebadde mpanvu. Kale, thank you. So weviiriyo. Waliwo eyasoma temutuula. Buli muntu yasoma bibize nasoma bya Bayibuli. Waliwo eyasoma okugolola abantu ababa bakooye okutuula ajje wano atugolole. Bwe mule mwanze nga mpikinga ye omuntu omulwadde ajje ati where are you Perez? Now as we stretch, the executive treasurer is going to present the report. Those are very important reports. After those important reports, then we move into another direction.
Thank you, Mr. President. We are going to win souls first up in the air with both hands. We are winning souls for Jesus on your left or right. Then this side also. If possible, you can also pull those who have backslidden, pull them back to the fold. Hallelujah. God bless you. Good afternoon, friends. Chair, I want to thank you for the opportunity given to me to present the performance of the conference in the past 3 years. I want to recognize the presence of our leaders and thank you for the guidance that you have offered us through the period. So this is a report for the past 3 years as a conference. And Mr. Chairman, I'm saying that it is with heartfelt appreciation to our board that we welcome all of you to the 2025 CUC fourth session, thanking you for making time and God for the good health and sustenance of the church through his continued providence to the church members. The period 2023-2025 has been one of rebuilding the economic capacity of the conference, which has majorly through spiritual enrichment of our members via stewardship drives, evangelism that resulted in increase of quality members. Following her reorganization, CU has consistently risen to defy global statistics of church reorganization failure. With resilience, adaptability, and innovation, we have continued to transform into an economic and spiritual pillar of the SDA Church in Uganda. CUC Treasury has continued to foster her mandate of being a service unit to all functional units in the conference, seeing the ushering in of a new generation of integration where mission work is integrated for the institution to function as one body. The mandate runs with a mind of ensuring institutional sustainability, integrity, and prosperity, taking into consideration environmental, social, and governance issues. As we look into 2026-2030 quinquennium, we dress up for different times, same mandate, but better results. For the closing quinquennium, we are delighted to present the following report, following our I Will Go strategic direction. Treasury objective. The primary goal of the Treasury Department is to ensure efficient mobilization, collection, and proper utilization of church resources for mission support. Our vision is to establish a diversified income base that supports institution sustainability and promotes financial freedom among members. Our strategic plan for 2021-2025, the strategy has been of doubling conference time and offering for sustainable financial capacity, enabling effective support of all programs and activities. Our income. CUC income is basically from tithe from members and institutions, combined offering from church members, institutions and well-wishers, interest on fixed deposits, government bonds, and treasury bills, and also rental charges, basically the mask. Distribution of funds. Funds collected from local churches flow through the church system to support God's work globally. The designated percentages of these funds is remitted to Uganda Union and General Conference Treasury to facilitate their operations. So that table 1 shows to us the percentages of distribution. So we are saying that tithe, we have been sharing it in those percentages with their organizations. Combined offering has been standard, almost static, not changing in terms of percentage. 13 Thabas has collected, it is all forwarded, and come meeting, we remit 25%. Financial statement trend analysis. So the table here tries to bring out a brief picture of our performance. So we can see that from 2022 to 2024, we have seen a fluctuating mode of trend. Then 2025 cannot easily be compared with 2024 in the way it is presented, because one is 10 months and the other 2024 is 12 months. Then operational expenses, we can see the percentage changes. Our income in 2022 to 2023 changed positively, changed negatively with a positively with a 9.2%, and negatively in 2024 with a negative 3.5. The real reason for the negative there is the realignment of the conference, that part of it was actually released to East Uganda. Then operational expenses, we have an increase of 4.2 in the 2022-2023 and 86% in 2024. Still, the challenge there comes with the reorganization, where assets started to be released to East Uganda field. So we have a graph there that tells us, or shows to us the trend. So we can see a deflation from 2024 going down, but we thank God that 2025, at least the curve is steadily growing. And so we think and still believe that God intends the conference to continue to be a leading institution in terms of performance in Uganda Union. Historical perspective, when we try to look at every quinquennial year, you can see that there is a progressive increment in terms of our performance. So our cash and cash equivalents in the bank from 2028, that is when we had a session in 2028, when we had the session 2010, then the session of 2015, and the session of 2022. We thank God that our current assets were seen to be on an increasing progression. So we can see that 2010, it was 885 billion current assets, getting to 5 billion by 2015, coming to 13 billion by 2022, and then by this session we are standing at 16 billion in terms of current assets. So it's the same movement in terms of our fixed assets. 2010 it was 824, 2015 it was 3 billion, 2022 it was 10.5 billion, and today our fixed assets are 13.5 billion. We thank God and thank the church members. So our liabilities, unfortunately, have also had a positive trend, but they can actually be sealed out by our assets. Our current liabilities, by 2010 it was 138, 115 it was 738, 22 it was 1.1 billion, currently it is 1.5 billion. So when we look at total assets and total liabilities and net assets, when we look at them together, we can see that we can still thank God for the positive progression. From 2010, it is 1.8 billion. By 2015, we were net asset of 8.7 billion. By 2022, it was a 24.4 billion institution, and today we are talking over 29 billion. So we thank God for this performance. Tithe and combined offering. So table 4 shows us the growth tithe and combined offering. So for 2022, growth tithe was 11.2. 2023, it was 12.8. 2024, it was 11.6. And now, the 10 months, we have so far managed to collect 9.4. Our combined offering, 2023, December, it was 1.1 billion. 2024, we have slightly declined to 1.01, and 2025, it is 840 million. So we can see the percentage changes. It improved by 13.2 from 2022 to 2023, which a little lowered to 9% reduction from 2023 to 2024. The cause is already explained, the realignment of the conference. So the bar chart there brings out the picture for one to appreciate. So the chart shows that tithe amounts are consistently much higher than combined offering across all years. Central Uganda Conference got its peak performance in 2023 in both tithe and offering. So 2025 values, I already explained that those are 10 months. So we still hope and believe we will match up the 2024 performance. institutions that have participated in the returning of tithe and offering. We thank God that these institutions or leaders from these institutions deemed it fit to ensure that whatever is collected from staff members is returned, and also institutions themselves from their income, some of these have come up to return what we call institutional tithe. So Lakeside College leads with a 99 in total for the period, followed by Maryland. We want in a special way to thank the director of Maryland High School, because capitalizes in institutional tithe, while Lakeside returns tithe from staff members. So other institutions fall in as sin. So we thank God for these institutions. They have done us good by being faithful. So they continue, and so in total, for the period we have managed to collect 614 for the institutions. Definitely the percentages are not good. They are in a falling trend. So from 2022 to 2023, it reduced by 16. But then 2023 to 2024, it reduced by 42%. Then definitely the cause here is the realignment. Per capita returns. That is, if we assume that every other member participated in the returning of tithe and offering. So what would be, or how did we perform? So for the period 2023, per capita tithe performed at 71,987 shillings per member. 2024, it is 78,795, and for the 10 months, it is 63,441. Meaning, as a member, that is the much that you have managed to return for the period that we are talking about. So for a full year, if 2024 we are saying you have returned 78, then you can divide that by 12 to estimate how much you actually return every month. And the growth rates, we can see that they are not also very impressive. When we look at the combined offering, it is also not good that for 2023, per capita performance is 6,378, and 2024 is 6,888, and for the 10 months, it is 5,000. We strongly believe that we can do better as a conference, more so when we compare our tithe with our combined offering. This is in recognition of the fact that a lot of offerings are actually returned and retained by the local church. All we manage to get here is a 50%. The solution to this, we are saying we need to grow the spirituality of the members. Other offering, camp meeting, for this fund, 75% is used for church construction, workers, house construction, and evangelism support. That is the global mission workers or the lay volunteers that are supported by the conference. We know very well that there are those others who are supported by the local churches. And then the 25% is sent via organization. So the table there brings out how we have fared. From 2022, we had an increment of 39%, and 2024, we had a reduction of 11.5. So far, we have managed to surpass what our performance was for 2024 by casting 569 million for this year. We thank God. Napa School. This is an offering for worldwide mission support, and 100% is sent to the organization. We can see from the table here how we have managed to perform. In 2022, we had a 2022 to 2023, we had a 24.5% increase, and 2023 to 2024, we had a downfall. So far for the 10 months, we have managed to raise or to receive 94 million. Given the 2 months remaining, we trust we will surpass what the performance for 2024 was. So churches and workers' houses that have been worked on, so the number has been fluctuating as seen in the table. 2022 we had 7, 14 2023, 8 2024, and 4 in 2025. Then workers' houses 777 and 8 so far. Prime Radio, we thank God for church members' continued support towards radio ministry, though this has had a reducing trend, that is in terms of support, funds that are gotten. We are so grateful to Adventist World Radio and the Africa Region Coordinator for the re-engineering done at Prime Radio. So a new transmitter was gotten and studio equipment was received and installed. Mr. Chairman, I want to request that a vote of thanks be moved for this that we actually received from World Adventist Radio.
It has been moved that vote of thanks, bannange bameka bagamba nti ddala tusiimye Mukama akiwa omukisa. All of you say aye. Thank you.
So, Mr. Chairman, the radio has consistently maintained its programming and operations. It should be noted that the local church support towards the radio is majorly gazetted for its capital development. And Mr. Chairman, that is how we have been performing. So we can see that it has also been a fluctuating trend. We had 240 million in 2022, which reduced to 151 from CUC, and then a 23 from East Uganda. So we can see that it is not actually consistent, and as a result, a cause for us to worry. But we want to thank the fields that actually were carved out of the conference, that at least something has kept on coming to support the radio for the services they receive from the radio. Percentage-wise, Mr. Chairman, we had a negative trend from 2022 to 2023 of 27.5, and from 2023 to 2024 of 20.5. You can see that we haven't matched our performance of 2024, but our fingers and hands are crossed, praying to God that the members continue appreciating what the radio is doing. Trust fund reports. There has been an improvement in the reporting of trust fund from local churches. In this, we are saying there are not many Sabbaths that remain unreported at the local church. So they have tried to send everything that is collected to Central Uganda Conference. We still need to achieve full compliance. Cases of misappropriation of funds are reported. So, Mr. Chairman, this is a picture of this table. Actually brings up what we have managed to do in the period for the IR organization. We can see that for 2022 to 2023, yes, we sent all the money, and we thank God that it was an increase of 21.1%. Unfortunately, in 2024, we had a downfall, or we reduced a little by 11.7%. Mr. Chairman, for this year, for the 10 months, we have so far managed to send 4.6 billion. We still pray that the 2 months can match up or be better than what we performed in 2024. Self-support. The table indicates that we have 7 districts within the conference that are unable to sustain the basic services for mission support. Strategies to enhance household income are seen as the best means to ensure sustainable capacity building for the support of mission work. Thus, improved homestead income remains central to achieving this goal. So the table there brings out self-support, and we based on 2025 the 10 months to come up with our report for the churches, so the districts that all are in high sustainability level. So we have 3 levels of sustainability. We have high sustainability level, which is over 200%, and then we have medium sustainability level, which is 100 to 99.9%, and then sustainability level, which is below 100%. So 27 of our districts, Mr. Chairman, are in high level sustainability. And then, 7 are in medium sustainability, and then we also have 7 that are in low sustainability level. We still pray to God that we can manage to raise capacity for 7 districts, that is Chazanga, Busi, Chitoma, Nyendo, Bijaba, Rakai, and Remiaga. Remiaga being the worst performing district in the conference. Security, Mr. Chairman, this has been enhanced by hiring a professional firm. We, in the past, depended on locally recruited local security men, but when we realized that the conference had actually grown to outlive such kind of security, so we resorted to hiring an armed security firm, and then also installing CCTV cameras. Around the facility to ensure better protection and continuous monitoring and a safer working environment. External auditing. Mr. Chairman and the members, we are here by, I think it is some correction there. So we are hereby reporting that during 2024 ECB Annual Council, CUC Treasury received the recognition as the best managed treasury unit in the region. Also pleased to report that for this quinquennium, the GICA's financial audit reports have been of standard opinion as reflected in the table. So 2022, 2023, and 2024 financial audits have been of standard opinion. So 2025, we are yet to be audited, but we are preparing. Internal audit. We have had many churches visited and checked or audited by our staff, and Mr. Chairman, we are seeing some form of improvement, and our local members are being helped to match up with the needs of the department at the local church. Investments. Mr. Chairman, the table there indicates that at least we have also managed to diversify our income base, moving away from only being dependent on tithe, but trying also to get some investments, and majorly the investments are in government bonds, fixed deposits, and treasury bills. Mr. Chairman, for 2022 to 2023, we increased by 38.5, and in 2023 we got an 893 million. On 2024, Mr. Chairman, it was an increment of 10%, and we managed to get 982 million. For 2025, So far, Mr. Chairman, in the 10 months, we had managed to raise 331 million. We are still hopeful that since many of the investments instruments are maturing, all matured November, and some are maturing in December, most likely we will match up, although there were some retirements that were done that negatively impacted that. Assistance to church institutions. The conference continued appropriating funds for mission support to institutions, targeting image change and institution positioning given the industrial competition. A total of 890.6 million has been released to our church institutions in the period under review. Mr. Chairman, that is a picture of Chitoma Secondary School in Bukoma Nsimbi, funded by Central Uganda Conference. Mr. Chairman, that is Chisindi in Zimbabwe, and this is also co-founded by Lakeside College Luzira and the CUC. Mr. Chairman, Mulabana, which is a school that was actually put on the islands of Sese to help the church penetrate further the island, and by the time we started to have the construction, this is just the recent block, but there are already others that have been built, and in the area where it is, they were likely to be the first ones to be in permanent material, because most of what was on the island were shacks. So we thank God for the leadership of the conference. Have thought it wise. We have also assisted our health centers, that is Ruitaita, acquiring those equipment. Infrastructure development. For 2023-2025, whereas CFMS, that is Church Finance Management System, was called off the platforms being used by the church for tithe and offering collections, for the gaps that existed in it, and a new system is being developed, we still achieved several infrastructure improvement at the conference headquarters and other levels of the church. Those of you who recall CFMS, you used to use your phones to return your tithe and offering at ease. But because of the gaps that existed in the system, it was called off. And so one is being developed. So, Mr. Chairman, for this quinquennium, we have managed to complete the third officer's house. I want to tell the House that the conference, yes, it had the name, but it lacked some of these facilities. And so now we can say all the 3 officers' houses are available, and all the 6 departmentals have, so we still lack 1 house for a departmental. Mr. Chairman, we have managed to put up a cafeteria for use by the staff and our visitors in this quinquennium. Mr. Chairman, Chileka Advanced Hospital, the 2 floors are done, are complete, and the compound is being leveled, preparing for service come next year. I think a full report will be given by the representative of the Chileka Advanced Hospital Committee, Mr. Chiseka, who is around to represent Mr. Katabira. That is how it looks inside, and we thank God for your contributions, members. But pray that you continue pushing in funds for the completion of the project. That is the water system, which is already installed, ready for commencement of service. So Car Works has continued to ensure readiness for service to community. That is how we have managed to raise funds. Yes, it has been reducing. It has been reducing, as we can see, because of different factors, but we want to thank God that already 2025 is performing better than what it was in 2024. Building capacity for institutions. During the period, especially 2024, CUC was realigned, leading to a carving out of East Buganda field. CUC was key in putting up the infrastructure that are now serving as field offices. By the time we handed over to the appointed field leaders, the buildings were as below. So you can see the new office block and the old office block that used to serve the station. It was a resolve of the conference that whichever field is supposed to be released by the conference, we had to ensure that we have enough and reasonable office space and also workers' houses as it can be seen on the screen. We know that they have surpassed this level. They have improved all the facilities to a level that is deemed fit for ministers of God. Other capital projects. During the period under review, our capital projects our capital budget has supported tree planting to safeguard church land, as well as enhancing a potential to long-term source of income. So the secretary talked about the land that we bought in Selinya, that is in Masaka. We did not buy that land for investment. We bought that land for future development of Masaka Station. So we think and believe that at the right time, office block will be built and workers' houses to facilitate growth or the carving out of that area. Sanga Forest, also for the conference. That one we bought 2 acres, the other one is 11.5 acres. That is Selinya, and then Sanga is just here in Sanga, and those are 2 acres. Both are planted with trees, but we have also supported local churches. This is for Sanga Church. They have mature trees. I believe they are soon, as they come up with their new church, they will utilize funds that will be secured from here. Land. We have continued to ensure that our land is fully processed into organization names. For 2020 to 2024 and January to October 2025, we have completed the processing of 52 land titles, and others are still in Lands Office. We recovered the last portion of church land at Kabalagala from encroachers by paying 260 million to fully resolve and clear the encumbrances. It should be noted that the court ordered in 2007 for a settlement, which have since kept on growing in value. So, Mr. Chairman, we are here to pronounce that the Kabalagala case is now fully sorted and the land is in the hands of the local church and also the conference. Mr. Chairman, we had another one at a donation from a church member at Makindye. He donated land along Salama Road, but it developed issues and challenges. Fortunately, the Minister of Lands handed this land to the church and we are in possession. Unfortunately, the people decided to escalate it into a court case. We won round 1. We are still waiting for what comes next. Legal cases. Land encroachment continues to pose a major challenge and has resulted in most of the cases we have in court and those won. We are lucky, Mr. Chairman, that at least we have managed to overcome our challenges via this. But the ongoing cases, we have one of Chitoma, we have one of Chigoma, Narufle, and then Nsabu. Nsabu, we won round 1. They decided to appeal. The titles that have been processed as shown in the table. So 2023, 2024, and so far 2025. Our surveyors found a challenge in 2024. with new requirements by the Ministry of Lands, but now they have understood and mastered the game. So that's why you can see 2025, in 10 months they have managed to clear 21 compared to 11 of 2024. Staff welfare. Staff salaries and allowances have been increasing by 4% to 10 for different years in the period. 6 pastors have received education assistance from CUC and have upgraded academically. Motorization of staff transport have greatly improved, assisted by office car stroke or motorcycle loans, but majorly by local church support and self-initiatives. Works, that is new ones and renovations, have been carried out to improve workers' houses for improved living condition of staff. Notable among these is MPG House, Boama House, which is under construction, Matuga House, Sanga House, Makerere, Nanziga, Chiwoko, Busi, Nyendo, and the CUC Treasurer's House. Retirees have also received due consideration. We have played our role of ensuring their entitlements are always released in time, and also ensured we keep them connected to the mission office by hosting them at least once every year for a reunion, but also to hear their concerns as well as remind them of church expectations. So those are pictures of retirees at the office. These are some of the houses that have been worked on by the conference. Roofs for Pastors project. Roofs for Pastors project is a brainchild project of Elder and Mrs. Kasivante GRM for CUC pastors in advanced stage of church service, but lacked a retirement home. Iron sheets have been provided to 10 pastors during this quinquennium 2023-2025, a total amounting to 69.3 million have been disbursed. I appeal to other willing donors to come and join the bandwagon. Those are the pastors that have benefited from the extended hand of our brother. Mr. Chairman, it is on this note that I also request, Mr. Chairman, that we recognize and appreciate what this family has done for the servants of God. I so move it, Mr. Chairman.
It has been moved. Is there a second? Okay. We recognize what the family has done. I clap the hands. And also recording it, that we appreciate what was done.
So 10 pastors have had their houses roofed by that family. Direct involvement in frontline evangelism. For the period under review, though Treasury is a service unit to all departments for church mission, I've always created time to get engaged in frontline evangelism. To that one, I've led an evangelistic campaign every year, save for this year, 2025. And for all the years, I've laid out a camp meeting with not less than 30 baptisms for each of them. Also participated in stewardship weeks of prayer activities. During the quinquennium, I've managed to run Friday night stewardship or treasury sermonettes. Prime Radio is missing out there. That is on Prime Radio, intended at mobilizing the church towards mission support. Good results have been got. Currently engaged with SDA Chambogo University Church for my practicum attachment for a master's in divinity studies of Adventist University of Africa. I'm done with classwork, now handling my research. Challenges. Appreciating the fact that God is with us. Serving him and his people has become increasingly challenging in today's world. It is my innermost belief that he continues to make a way for his servants and followers. Below are key challenges that require thoughtful consideration to ensure effective and competitive mission operations as an institution. Limited financial resources is a challenge. Weak internal controls at the local church and district treasury is a challenge. Low membership engagement is a challenge. Poor infrastructure and resource utilization is a challenge. An inadequate data management system is also a challenge. Our way forward to those challenges: strengthening stewardship mobilization strategies for spiritual nurturing of members and member economic empowerment through seminars and partnership that would create an advantage for those involved. Enhancing financial accountability and governance at all levels, and improving church institutional capacity and land improvement. I wish you a happy and prosperous New Year 2026. God bless you. Mr. Chairman, before I hand in, I would like to request that Mr. Chairman, we also move the financials as well.
If Isaac allows me to do it concurrently. Elder Isaac, can we continue? Yes, please.
Joshua, you are not there? Mr. Chairman, where the Treasurer's report ended, in those booklets, that is page 74, we have the audited financial statement. We have the audited financial statement from GICAS, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Chairman, I want to take us to page 1 of that statement, where the auditors are saying, we have audited the consolidated financial statement of Central Uganda Conference of the Seventh-day Adventist, which comprises consolidated statement of financial position as at 31st December 2024-2023, and the unconsolidated statement of financial activity and unconsolidated statement of change in net assets and unconsolidated statement of cash flow for the years then ended, and notes to the consolidated financial statement, including a summary of significant accounting policies. In our opinion, as auditors of the General Conference of the Seventh-day Adventist, the accompanying unconsolidated financial statements present fairly, in all material respects, the financial position of the organization as at 31st December 2024 and 2023, and of its financial performance and its cash flow for the years then ended in accordance with International Financial Reporting Standards, IFRSs, adopted by the Seventh-day Adventist denomination. Mr. Chairman, since the notes are there for the members, I think that was one of the most important items that we needed to look at the kind of opinion that we have. I request the members to move to page 4 of that report, where we will find the unconsolidated statement of financial position. With that, we have total current assets 2024 of 14.9 billion, up from 16.9 billion. Our fixed assets were 12.4 billion, up from 11.8 billion, and other assets were 503, up from 468. giving us total assets of 27.9 million, down from 29.1 billion. And our liabilities, Mr. Chairman, stood at 2.98 billion, up from 1.9 billion. Total assets and liabilities, Mr. Chairman, 2024, they were 27.8 billion, down from 29.1 billion. Caused realignment, because by June 2024, conference was realigned, or some entity that is East Uganda was carved out. Statement of financial activity, Mr. Chairman, total earned income was 11.06, which was down from 11.5 billion. Operating expenses, Mr. Chairman, we had 12.7, which was an increase almost twice the expense of 2023 of 6.9, cause realignment, so the assets released. So there was a net decrease before appropriation of 1.6, Mr. Chairman. I will request that you move to page 9. Page 9, Mr. Chairman, we have our working capital and liquidity. Mr. Chairman, for the year 2023, the conference could manage to run for 11 months without any support from elsewhere. But that was a reduction from the capacity of 2023, where it would manage 2 years of running without any resources coming from outside. And our liquidity, Mr. Chairman, for 2024, it would only take us, we would manage 9 months of running, which was a reduction from the 21 months of 2023. I want to move, Mr. Chairman, that this audited financial statement be accepted by this House for discussion.
It has been moved and seconded. It has been a long journey. Hope you have been following.
Mr. Chairman, finally,
yes, please.
I want to move the unaudited financial statement for the 10 months of this year.
Okay.
It follows immediately after page 9. So, Mr. Chairman, our total assets unaudited for the period to January 2025 is 16.1 million, down from 18.3 billion. Then fixed assets were 13.4, all are 13.5 billion, up from 11.9. Total assets is 29.8, reducing from 30.4. And our liability total is 900. Sorry, I think the figure moved a little. Yeah, the figure moved a little. Total current liability is 1.56 billion. So, Mr. Chairman, I would request that we move to statement of financial activity for the period. So far, Mr. Chairman, we have managed to get an income of 8.2 billion compared to 8.1 billion of 2024. And our expenses, Mr. Chairman, we had 4.6 compared to 13. The 13 includes asset appropriation to East Uganda. Mr. Chairman, net increase before appropriation, we have 3.4 compared to a negative 5.7. Mr. Chairman, I request that we move to Yeah, to the last page before the ministerial report. That page, we have an indication, Mr. Chairman, that the conference had 38, or can manage to run for 38.3 months compared to 4.8 months of 2028 same period. And then for our liquidity, Mr. Chairman, we can manage to run for 59 months compared to 7 of last year. I move, Mr. Chairman, that also the unaudited statement for the 10 months of 2025 be accepted by the House for discussion.
It has been moved and seconded. Now, the good thing, we got these reports yesterday, and you spent the whole night with them. He was just presenting them now. In case you used your ready pen during the exercise of reading through last night, and you noted something where you need clarification or you have a question, it is your turn. But because of the time which you see, I want very few people who are straight to the point, and then we move on for other activities. Can I have some people to help me with a microphone? 1, 2, 3, I'm seeing 4, 8. You must be less than 5. Where's your Sulemu Batan? Make sure that when you come here, you will come here this time. Make sure that when you come here, you don't bring 2 questions. Make sure that out of the 10 you have, you choose 1 important question, major. Others you will answer them during the plenary. Make sure you come, and once you stand there, 5, I want 5. And once you stand there and you hear that your question has been handled, better go back. Now, since we have only one lady, let her ask first, and after her, when the number 5 is over, you will go back and write down your question so that we can answer it. Just attack and answer the
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, the Treasurer of CUC. My question is on page 70 on land, where you've told us that you've continued to ensure that our land is...
Come again, land?
Land is fully processed in 2 organization names. I want to have more light on this organization. How does it get its leadership? When does it change? Because as far as I know, all church leadership is chosen through a session like this one, right from the local church up to the general conference.
Thank you. Wait there, Wanji. You didn't hear? Ma'am.
Thank you so much, Chair. My name is Chigos Moses from Masaka. Thank you, Mr. Treasurer. My question comes from page 62 to 63 about sustainability. How I wish we can include church worker, church member ratios for us to look at factors that determine sustainability, because some of these districts could be showing high sustainability levels, but also it depends on their membership. But how can we also include church members, church work ratios? Thank you.
Thank you.
Mugisa Ronald from Ndikutamada SDA Church. I would like to know, on page 60, you included 33 churches that were hoped to construct their buildings, but we would like to know what are those churches and how were they assisted? Plus, what are the procedures for one church to get this assistance in case they need? And the other thing is about the petty cash on page. The petty cash. The petty cash is 1.2. I would like to know 1.2 runs the conference for a month, for a quarter, or what? The petty cash.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm called Jerry Chwanuka and I represent Emmaus SDA Church, Chirinja Central Division. Chirinja Central Division. My question is concerning the disparity between the tithes and offerings. In the last General Conference 2024, we saw that for the first time, the offerings surpassed the tithes. What are your strategies as the CUC to ensure that we also can emulate the same? Finally, the issue of reckoning the source of income of members, sustainable sources of income of members, because you find that perhaps people are not giving and they don't have jobs. Do you have any database or any way of supporting those that don't have jobs to get jobs? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Treasurer. My name is Chwanuka Samuel Maseruka, a delegate from SDA Church, Chambuko University.
Okay.
Mine is a suggestion to see how we can have more member involvement. We have platforms like the MomoPay, Airtel, Code. Why can't they make them a must for every church such that people can easily access when and to give offerings? Then the second one is to
the first one is good. That one is better.
Thank you very much for the time.
The first one is better.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman, and the Treasurer also. My concern is about workers' houses. You have mentioned some which have been helped, and in Gayaza, we bought a workers' house and completed last year the payment, and we are promised that we are going to help us to make the major renovations. I don't know whether that request is in your office and what we should expect.
Thank you so much. Ndiowa Enoch from Rakai District. My concern is on page 49 and 50 about income sources of the CUC. It talks about rental charges for the MTN mast, but I haven't seen its exact amount. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President, and my elder. Mine goes, the question actually looking at page 65 is on capital development. CUC is in the urban setup compared with other conferences. My concern, I've seen here the Sangha projects and the others, but I see still we have untapped opportunities that we can tap on today. I understand that government treasury bills and the others are the most effective one, but I can see also that today in the Central Uganda Conference, there are so many churches that are struggling with expansion where they are, and also those who have gone ahead even to look for resources from other banks. Yet, looking at page 65, I know fixed deposits are part of our source of income. But I want to tell you that real estate today is something that we can't do away with. In Namugongo, where I come from, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Sechi Kusa Julius. I come from SDA Church in Namugongo. Where I am, you will see that the neighboring faith people have a lot of land. We are thinking that they are given that land. When you inquire from their leadership, some of that land, they have invested in it themselves. the SDA Church, we are not doing well. This Central Uganda Conference, if we continue doing the way things we do them, you are going to see so many churches struggling today when even you have visitors, they don't have where to pass to go to that church. And you won't take them to church. So my thinking, dear elder, I know real estate and the other investments are a bit risky, but you have capacity to assess. Can we support churches, especially those neighborhoods that have given chance to opportunities to church leaders, to church neighborhoods to expand? We support them with these resources. We create a way of having those resources paid back other than looking for return. I thank you so much.
Engeri kensembyeyo kankozesa Oluganda. Amanya gange nze Isaac Kayiira okuva mu SDA Church Bulamu Kyanja District. Webale nnyo ssebo mukama waffe Ssaabalabirizi ate n'omuwanika. Nze ndi wano obadde ku peegi eya 73 wayogeddeko kusereka okw'amayumba ag'abasumba n'otulaga wano abagenda okuwummula obuweereza. Naye mbadde nsuubira nti tujja obulabirizi nga gwe omuwanika olinawo ku nkola gye wabagawo ey'abaweereza bano abagenda okulitayalinga. Wayinza okubaawoko enkola ennyangu esobola okwangwirizaako bakitaffe bano abagenda okuwummula ne wabeerangawo omutema gw'ensimbi ogubaweebwa okusobola okufunako we bazimba, kuba tulabyeko abaweereza abamu nga bawummudde naye bambi ne bagenda nga balinga abatabadde baweereza ne bagenda mu nsi ng'ebakyalenjinga. So nze I recommend nti obulabirizi nga omuwandiisi waffe ate ne kitaffe abadde ku bulabirizi buno obwa mu masekati ga Uganda nti ategeera bulungi nnyo obulumi obw'obuweereza n'abaweereza abawumuddeko bwe babadde bayitamu. So nsaba nti tulemenga okukola obukozi nga wano bwagambye nti I appeal to other willing donor to come on board. Nsaba nti omuwanika wabeerewo ku nkola ey'okuyamba bakitaffe bano abawummula obuweereza basobolenga okufuna bwe bawummulira
tukimalamu maanyi kirekeraawo kale ssebo taata weerwaneko nange najjiramu awo.
I don't need to dwell on that. I think these questions are pertinent, but some need some people to appreciate the policy of the church. I will start with the last mover. I think here we have people who are employed in organizations. I just want to get at least 2 where organizations are building and donating houses for you because you are retiring or because you have been serving. I want us to appreciate one fact, that yes, we call them ministers, but they are employed by the church. And the church's obligation is to pay you, your salary and your entitlement after retirement if you have served for the 15 years. So we do not want to think that because I'm working for a church, then the terms and engagement of employment will change. I just want to tell you that the conference in the field then, there was a move and they tried. But those retirees, those who know Pastor Nsugga and the likes, they were made to pay back that money, which the field then got to help them put up their personal houses. Because whatever we do must be compliant with the policy of the church. So yes, we can move these, but I just want to tell you that even if we compose ourselves like we are here, the policy does not give us the mandate to move something which is against the world policy. So that's why my appeal was to tweyanziza. Tweyanziza ssebo. Twabadde tukyali ku point eyabadde egamba nti tulina enkola erungamya buli nsimbi z'olaba z'oteeka mu bbaasa zirina poliisi ezifuga okuva waggulu okuggyako z'olaba ezakireka Adventist Hospital ne Prime Radio. Ezo zo mandate yazo to manage eri wano naye era nazo zaateekebwako seal nti zikola ekyo kyewaziteesaamu kubanga zipiikinga the other policy egamba nti tolina buyinza kukyusa ssente ya muwitu gijjaku ekyo kyeyagiwerayo ogiteeke ku kintu ekirala. So nti okuyamba abaweereza naddala mu ngeri y'okulaba nga bafuna retirement home nti tuyinza obutabeera na mukisa gugamba nti tugenda kukola that generous donation nga tuzijja mu fund egeneratingiddwa oba evudde mu birabo n'ebitundu eby'ekkumi olw'enkola y'ekkanisa kiki kyeri. Naye era ng'obulabirizi bubadde na kinene kye bukola mu kugezaako okuyamba abakristaayo sori abaweereza okulaba nga bazimba capacity newankubadde nga kiyinza okutabeera mu kubawa nsimbi za kkanisa bagende bakola ebyabwe ebiri personal. So kyova olabanga I would have been very happy singa obadde omu ku bajoyininze Elder Kasibante to become one of the donors. So kijja tukola bulungi. Opportunities ez'enjawulo tuyinza okugamba nti tugenda kwongera okwetegereza naye in investment ate twewala nnyo okucompetinga ne ba church members oba okubajja mu business. So the church is not investing in real estate like buy, sell. That is not our business. But also, ensimbi ezizze zisobola okutuyamba okugulira ekkanisa, local churches, ettaka. I think there are some that have benefited where we have found ourselves with ensimbi zino ze tugeneratinga okuva mu investments. Kubanga ezo zibeera available to us to use for capital development. But tithe era ensimbi ate nga ze zisinga obungi okujja tetusobola muteeka mu capital development kubanga alina naye amateeka era agamufuga. So kyova olaba nti the only way we can get there is by fixing it or buying investment vehicles eza government, then ebiva mu ebyo ne tulyoka tetubikozesa capital development. Even those structures that we have seen, okuzimba office for North Buganda, West Buganda and East Buganda, I don't know whether there is any church here that got mobilizers nga basaba sente ez'okuzimba those structures. And if you haven't visited them, you just have to know nti balina office abalala nnungi okusinga eya conference n'abalala zifaanananga eza conference save for one level nti bo twabazimbira 2 levels. So ensimbi ezigeneratingibwa zikola era zijja mu ebyo kulaba nga the conference appears to be a conference. Rental amount tewagirabye kubanga era tetwagenze mu statement kumenya buli kamu, naye bw'ogenda mu statement eyo manya nti among the funds that we have for projects operations are funds eziva mu rental ey'omulongooti oluusi n'ebintu ebirala ebibeera birizingiddwa abantu okuba nga babikozesa. Gayaza banaatuyamba ddi, banaatuyamba batya? Yes, nti omulwadde bwe bamutuusa mu ddwaliro wabeerawo ekisooka ne wabeerawo n'ekikola kitya n'ekiddako. So Gayaza already had gotten help mu nnyumba gye baasooka okubeera nayo. So kati bw'ofuna omulundi omukisa omulala n'ogula endala, then it doesn't give you an advantage over others. Ate bwe batakolanga batya, abatafunangako. So that explains why you haven't come, but we are talking of over 10 houses. Kati gayazanga enoonya okulongoosa ennyumba ey'okubiri, bw'ogenda ebuwama, ow'ebuwama ali mu muzigo. So kati nga administrator of the two, ani bw'osookerako ayagala okulongoosa ennyumba afune endala gy'anaapangisa, oba oli ali mu muzigo ayagala okuva mu muzigo, for the name and the status of the church, ne Katonda waffe okubeera nga apositioningibwa bulungi mu bantu abalaba. Omulala yalese kyakukozesa other platforms of collecting ebirabo. We still leave it to the churches. Naye ekkanisa zonna ezisazeewo okusaba mobile money, we have granted. Era tuziwadde amabaluwa agaziwadde olukusa okugenda mu Airtel, okugenda mu MTN, okusobola okufuna platform kwe basobola okucollectingira. Naye tetulowooza, and that is solving the whole problem. Solution to our problem, nagambye mu report nti eri mu kuva ku ECD, bali mu kukola another program for us okulaba nga we have a tithe and offering collection platform. So tukkiriza nti soon we will actually get there. Disparity mu offering ne bitundu eby'ekkumi, lwaki tetulinganga gisi? Olw'okubanga tuli baana ba gisi. So we are struggling and striving actually to get to that level, naye ng'amaanyi gava mu local churches. So if you find that people still appreciate tithe more than they appreciate offering, if you find nti one resource envelope omuntu gy'otunuulira nga yajjamu ekitundu ky'ekkumi n'alyoka ajjako n'ebirabo ebirala bingi ebimusabibwa, ogenda okumaliriza nga abantu babikaminze a little bent mu ngeri y'okuzaamu ebirabo. But we are still mobilizing, and I want to assure you nti coming leadership ejja kwongera okupicking up from where we are, okulaba nga stewardship etajetinga okuimprovinga capacity ya homesteads, kubanga bwe baba balina kye balina then basobola okureturninga for mission support. Amakanisa gayambiddwa naki? Naye wano waliwo amakanisa nga mumanyi nti mwafuna meeting come back. Let me see by show of hands. Kubanga nyinza okuba nga njogera nga tewali. So I think our brother can look behind you and you can see hands that have actually gone up. Then you will know that the report was true. So petty cash wabanga chi. Ekigambo petty cash tebakinnyonnyola nti oyo petty cash bamukuwadde okubanga agenda kulaninga omwaka. That ceases to be mu ngeri emu oba engeri endala. Petty cash nti waggwerawo your account ne bakola batya? Ne bakuwa ensimbi endala. So we do not need to have a lot or lots of money in office. Okugezaako okwabetinga would be risks. So ezo ze zibeerawo okusortinga ebizibu ebyangu ebirina okuba nga bisortingibwa. So zisobola okuggwawo mu nnaku bbiri, zisobola okumala wiiki, zisobola n'okumala wiiki ebbiri depending on the activities ezigenda mu maaso. Then tuwadde details eyo twakuwadde, kubanga ekitabo kino singa twakitaddemu byonna ndowooza kyandiyiseeko ekyo naawe kyewandyagadde okusitula, era obunene bwakyo bwabadde bulina otufosinga okugenda okugula baaga nti oleme kitulekera wano ofunemu okitwalira given obuzito bwakyo. So kakati some of the details ezitakuyamba nnyo we eliminated them ne tukuwa the final output. So the final output is the percentage. Nti tukola kyenkanawa nti twetaaga 65% okusobola okuyimirizaawo the basics of ministry service in our area. Ekyo kyewetaaga, naye omusumba atwala mmeka, abasumba bali bameka? I think the district we are talking about webeemanyi abasumba bekola etya, abasumba berina. So factors zonna zatekingibwa into consideration before getting to the conclusions, that is giving you the percentage. Church land lwaki erigesalingibwamu association oba katika nkuyambe mu trustee mu the registered trustees of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Eno fola eyaffe ewuliriza era kyebano kye babadde bali nga babadde bali referred to as our leaders, as our supervisors. Kakati bino ebirala bikolebwa at the other supervisory level. So a sitting of the Executive Committee of Uganda Union, ye voting but trustees, not this house. So for this matter, oyinza obutafuna kiteeso kigenda kuleetera nti tuvotinge but trustees ba registered trustees of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, kubanga we are one of the many smaller entities eziyingira oba making up Uganda Union. So kati bikolebwa eri ku Uganda Union, we just receive. Chair, I want to move that I've answered all the questions to the satisfaction of the members, and so I move, Mr. Chairman, the report.
Yeah, this side is okay. This side. Sebonga tunavao uliriza kubibuza ebiva oba comments eziva embuga. Yes, please. My pastor.
Thank you, Elder Miro. The manner in which you have answered the questions has propelled me to ask also. I have enjoyed the way you have asked. Mr. Minor, only about clarification, just a little. Page 57. Page 57 of, I see the table that has Central Uganda Conference Institution tithe. Where I come from language, we look for abnormals because they speak to the peak of the conversation or discourse. When I was looking at this, I saw Prime Radio. The row of Prime Radio, January-December 2022, 23 million. January-December 2023, 4 million. January-December 2024, 5 million. And January-October 2025, 19 million. Now these two, 23 and 24 in my, received a less, their enumeration schedule was affected. And if yes, does it raise governance challenges? What could have been the cause, in other words? And the same goes for home health education services. Because the others are almost even, 2 million, 2.8, 2.1, 2.7, which from a mathematical point of view, in my layman's language, those look okay, but this one is too big, from 23 to 4 stuff. Then my next point is page 71. I would like to thank you for the achievements that are registered there. When you look at the first paragraphs, the first one you told us that there was land that needed to be settled off encroachers, and you gave us 260 million to do that. But in the third bullet, you mentioned that we secured 11.5 acres of land and 2 acres in Sanga, but you did not append to us the cost of those, which I think, since there are major assets added, maybe it would help us also to add. My final reflection and consideration is on the audit report. I am informed by those of you who are experts in those areas that the report has both the opinion financial statement and policy compliance report, 2 sections. What I see here, you have given us the financial statement opinion. My question was, what is our status on policy compliance report as a conference? Thank you, and thank you for the elaborate report.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman. Especially also I want to thank Elder Miro for this report. It is a detailed report. And actually also on the same page 57, I see the institutions are here and some have been giving in tithe. And others I see gap. I don't know what contributed to this. Others are missing. I don't know what's the problem. So could you please explain to us what caused this? Because I say gaps are many. And also, I was so much excited on page 62 when I saw around 27 church districts that are in a high sustainability level. And I thought this one is a very good place where the pastors have said. Actually, Mr. Chairman, I thought that if it was possible, we could also move a vote of thanks to these pastors who fall in this category of high sustainability level, because they have at least engaged so much of their efforts to see that they move these districts. However, these others, we need to encourage them so that we can all have them in the same magnitude. This page 64, I will not go there, Pastor Tamaza has already highlighted it, but my interest also lies on page 72. 72, we're given the number of land titles processed, but I wish it was quantified how many land titles, sorry, how many lands do we have? Then we see we have processed 20 out of this one. It could be very good for us to see the picture clearly on page 72. Then when I rush to this audit report, the main concern pastors already raised it. We are missing the other component of governance report, which shows us the compliance, level of compliance or policy side, where we needed to be told by the treasurer.
Hello? Given time. Thank you, and sorry for the interruptions that have actually taken place, but let me respond to what our leaders wanted me to clarify. The last one, I request that it will be looked at, given that these figures moved, so one cannot easily identify the cause from here, so that is noted and will be checked. I want also to appreciate the fact that there are pastors who are in high-performing districts, and so as proposed by our leader chair, we move it and appreciate them.
Okay, it has been moved. And a second that we appreciate our... Can I see it by show of hand? All those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Thank you.
There was also a concern on institutions that have gaps in their returns. The first one came with Prime Radio, which appears to be performing abnormally high in 2022 and 2025. Our leader, you may have to be informed that at times our colleagues in these institutions do not return tithe as when it is supposed to come. And we may not know how much is supposed to be gotten until when it is actually sent. We try to remind, but this is noted. We will actually go down to always move the figures to the month or to the years where they are supposed to appear from, because that is a standard requirement. And then there are those that have just failed to live to the expectations despite the reminder. Your own Upper Nile, that is one of the culprits. You can see 2029, no tithe returned, and that is workers' tithe, and 2025, no tithe yet returned. And now these being our leaders, because they are right in the coffer of the union, we cannot go to them to audit until when they deem it fit to return the money as supposed to be returned through the system. There was a question to do with policy requirement, me being a finance. My docket is finance, Mr. Chair, to our leaders. So finance, I reported the finance position as in terms of the audit opinion. But from the Secretariat's report, we have had issues. Yes, he didn't categorically bring it out. I ought also to have mentioned, since it missed the other time. But we want to appreciate the fact that we have gotten issues with some of would be minor to us, but very important to the auditors. Because cases that have led to fortification of our policy compliance is like not every other executive committee member signing, what is that one? Conflict of interest form. But we are taking it seriously upon us to ensure that we become, so areas that we are incriminated of via policy are easy to collect, and we promise those will also be addressed. Thank you, Chair.
Can I hear a question now after all that? Question has been called. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Say, well, thank you. bale tumukubira obugalo bwennyini. Muyimiriremu mbabuulire ekisembayo. Mwegololemu katono njogera ebigambo bino byagala muntu yeegolodde. God bless you. You can sit down. Njagala kubaleetera amawulire amalungi nti tutambula bulungi. Amasanyalaze aga gatusibasibamu naye mu programming yaffe nga bwe twakitegese kirabika nga kitambula bulungi. Bw'oba otunudde page 6, you can go to page 6 now and see where we are. We are through with officers' reports now. And once we are through with that report, with those reports and the general responses and reactions, it means we are entering into another subheading called what? Called what? Nominating committee. Njagala kubeebaza kubanga kakati tugenda okukola akakiiko akalonzi bwe tunaamalirizaawo tugende tulye ekyemisana nga kyekyo tukimaze okukifuna. N'olwekyo nsaba muwulirize bino bulungi. Bassebo abakulembeze baffe from Uganda Union, thank you for being part of us in that first part. As we enter into this part, we still need your guidance so that we can do it in the best way possible. When you go in the nominating committee stage, I want to say these few words before we do it. Nabadde nga nsoma baluwa eyatuyise wano ssebo gye watuwandiikira. Twafubye ng'obulabirizi okugigoberera, okuggyako ng'empulunguse zaaguddemu bugwi, naye ebbaluwa yatugamba nti mulonde abantu abali spiritually mature, abali in good standing. Sebo tewakiwandiika, bane mwekubire mu bugalo nti mu makanisa gaffe twalondeddwayo si lwakubanga ffe tuliyo ffekka, naye ffe twafunye omukisa okuba nga tuli mature ate in good standing. Mwabaddemu n'akagambo akalala nakawandiise, abalina even actively involved in the mission of the church. That means you are also actively involved in the mission of the church. Lwaki twakya kiwandiikibwa ekyo? Kubanga bye tugendamu bya kikulu, si bya kito. Era bwe tunaaba tulonda abantu abagenda mu lukiiko eyo, fuba nnyo okukakasa nti newankubadde nga ffenna bano tuli macuwa, naye ate oyo ali macuwa bulungi nnyo. fuba nnyo okulaba nti newankubadde nga tuli ni good standing naye ate oyo mukuba mu good standing alinamu enkizo. Omuntu ayinza okuba nga bamaze galowooza nti ali spiritual mature naye nga yabadde beerabira bwerabiza omusiba mu kkanisa, yandibadde musibe mu kyaki. Kati bwe tuba tutuuse mweno embeera kakasa nti abulako akatono okusibibwa naye nga beerabira bwerabizi, kati gwe mujjukire totawaana kumusembeza kumpi olwa bino bye tugendamu. Oswald Sounder, that's the name of a person who said spiritual ends require spiritual means, and spiritual means come only, underline, only by the Holy Spirit. Byetugendamu kati onagamba nti byetaaga biri spiritual nnyo, kubanga nga betwayize ku makya tugenda kulaba abantu abagenda okulera ekkanisa ya Mukama, naye okubatuukako oteekwa kukozesa spiritual means, not political means. Nolwekyo bino si byakazanyirizi, si byakusaaga, si byakalaayiraayi, si byaki. It is a spiritual matter. So, because spiritual ends require spiritual means, when you go somewhere nga tugenda okulonda amannya gano, kakasa nti oli olonza abantu abali spiritual tulyoke tufunemu mu kye tugenda okukola. Number 3, kakasa nti abantu betunaawo obuvunaanyizibwa bali knowledgeable mu kye bagenda okukola. Ng'omusumba akoze ku myaka egiwerako mu kkanisa eno, waliwo lwendabye ng'obuzibu si muntu gwe twalonda, obuzibu tebwali gwe twalonda, obuzibu bwali ku balonzi. Kati singa mutuula mu lukiiko mmwe ne mugamba nti ani anaakulira music anaasobola okusomesa solofa n'amalowoozi mu kkanisa yaffe, omuntu n'awanika n'agandi Kajoba Samwiri, nga museka mukyomo oli yawanisa agambye nti Kajoba Samwiri. Kakati ate beriyita ne bajja ewa Kajoba, kati ate Kajoba nakola endagaano ne Katonda wange, kyebagamba okuweereza ku lwa Katonda, nze ngenda buki, nze ngenda bugenzi, ndi mutuufu ogenda bugenzi, yes. Naye bannange nga bwe nyiimba obubi musango gwange, musango gwa muloozi oyo yalonda. Ekkanisa oluusi obuzibu bwetubiddemu tebutubiddemu lwabo abatutubizza, naye abatutubizza be baali mu kakiiko akalonzi, be baali abanafu, be bataalaba, be bagoberera ensonga endala, be bateetegereza. Ebalondawo ekinnya kya rawundi, yalonda ekintu kya square, tekiyitawo. Twaliko mu kanisa nga tulonda omukozi, olinaga tibannange sijja kusobola kutereka ssente zammwe, nange erina ebizibu byange ebya ssente, ate bwemunonda okutereka ssente zammwe nja kukaluubirirwa. Ekazi negamba nti ffe gwe twagala ne bamwesibako ne bamulonda, bwe zamubulako n'agamba nabagambirawo nti ziribula, nabagambirawo. So please, twagalana mutulonde abantu nga bafiitinga, kakitegeeza omulowooza tekuba knowledgeable ku kyetunonda, okumanya omulimu, okumanya bayibuli ne polisi y'ekkanisa, aleme kutuuka mu lukiiko ate nga kyetagisa kugenda kuleeta katikisimu oba enjigiriza ya bayibuli ate kijja kutulwisa mu lukiiko. Nga omuntu we bagamba nti twagala asaba sukulu nga ne saba sukulu akimanyi bwekola ki? So si TMI gwe yatuleetera, TMI yatubalwire tuleetera abantu. Bulijjo mbanyumiza nagenda mu kamitingi okutuuka nanyakiriza n'agamba Musumba neebaza Katonda nange okuweerezaako naawe naliva ku union mu biseera ebyo. Nzaani aweerezaako naava ku union munnange nange nabatizibwa mwaka guno nsanyusa okukwaniriza kubanga ate bwe gutuukidde nga ndi mukadde wa kkanisa. Neewuunya abatizibwa omwaka ogwo ate nga kati mukadde waki ate nga yayaniriza obwa union. Kyenva mbuuza ninanye nti ekyomukadde akitegedde oba agamba nti yakulembera kampani ndi abaamwawula sabbiiti eyaggwa. Kati mwe musuula ekkanisa mu ddubi. Knowledge amanyi polisi ekkanisa n'ebirala should not be very new. Kiri nakyogeddeko omuntu atagenze kuwekalakaasa na kulwana alina bwana alinda bulizi bafuka firimbi alwane alwanirire ekkanisa abantu bafuna tebabalwanirira. We are not going in a political arena. We are going to do spiritual things, not campaign. We want somebody who can listen and make a clear judgment spiritually. Ebyo mbimaze okwogera olw'okuyambako. Guidance eriweti ekyo binesigwe mutuufu okusoma kino. Polisi kale era gwe nagambye according to policy issues go kisoma. Sebo nange sebo nasomako yangu sebo koli ku kino nze ndyoke nsabira abantu. Do you have it?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Abagalwa, mawulidde chairman waffe yatubulidde nti ekintu kya police compliance kintu kikulu okutambulira ku nkola ey'ekkanisa eyatuweebwa ate naffe netukikkiriza ate nga yetuuleese wano. Tuzze wano olwa police era nekyetugendamu kirina kutambulira ku police. Sebo Mr. Chair, okusinziira constitution yaffe eya Central Uganda Conference Constitution Article 4 Section 1 etulungamya mu ngeri gye tulondamu abaweereza. Section 1 etutuusa ku kigambo ekikwata ku nominating committee nti organizing committee yerina okulonda nominating committee. Kyekiteeso kyendeeta ssebo eri olukiiko oluna okuyita mu chairman tukkirize olukiiko n'olwonna nga lutudde lufuuke organizing committee nga constitution yaffe bwetulagira. I move.
It has been moved and seconded. Question. Can I hear a question from you? Question has been called. All those in favor say aye. So you are the organizing committee now.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Since we are an organizing committee, era bwe tugenda okulonda nominating committee.
Listen properly now.
Bino byakuwuliriza bulungi nga chairman watugambye. Okufuna abanaabeera mu nominating committee, buli kiwayi kye ngenda okusoma kigenda kubeera kyokka kironde abantu abo ababaweereddwa. Neegendereza nga njogera nga njagala buli omu akitwale bulungi. Nolwekyo Central Kampala Zone gwe tuli wano, South Kampala Zone nayo weeri ne zooni zonna, tulina ekiwayi ky'aba ordained pastors ate tulina ekiwayi ky'aba licensed pastors, tulina abavudde mu matendekero oba institutions nga mulimu n'amalwaliro ne radio, institutions amasomero, ate tubeera ne radio ne medical institutions. Kakati abalala njaba bategeeza kiwayi kimu ekyekola kyokka. Kakati Central Kampala Zone mugenda kubeera we mubeera mulonde abantu basatu. Pastor Kato nsaba owandiike bano. Tujja kulonda abantu bameka basatu, omukyala omu, omuvubuka omu n'omwami omu. Kakati emiwendo gino egy'abantu gyasaliddwawo okusinziira ku bantu abavudde mu zooni ebwe benkana. Yes, Central Kampala Zone yaleese abantu 81, South Kampala Zone yaleese 94, East Kampala yaleese 76, Metropolitan Zone yaleese 10, South Uganda Station yaleese 58, South Uganda Zone yaleese 36. Kaakano nzira mu Central Kampala Zone bantu basatu, omukyala, omuvubuka n'omwami. South Kampala Zone Pastor Sekito wandiika bino abantu basatu, omukyala omu, omuvubuka omu n'omwami omu. East Kampala Zone naye leeta abantu basatu, omukyala omu, omuvubuka omu n'omwami omu. Metropolitan Zone Pastor Benon Lincoln wandika Metropolitan Zone ereeta omuntu omu ate nga muvubuka, youth. South Uganda Station ereeta abantu babiri, omukyala n'omwami. South Uganda Zone ereeta omuntu omu, omuvubuka, youth. Ordained pastors egenda kuleeta abantu babiri nga mulimu senior n'omuvubuka babiri. Ono Pastor Sembus ndoza yagobo kiwandiko babiri abasumba senior, of course atali musumba Sembus, n'omuvubuka omu omusumba ali ordained. Then licensed pastors namwe mujja kubeera mu kiwayi, ndowooza obusumba Tayebwa gwe oba owandiika kubanga batujja kusuubira kutuwa report. Licensed pastors leeta omu, omwo temuli senior oba youth. Institutions, schools, amasomero tujja kusuubira omuntu omu ate nga mwami. Radio n'amalwaliro mwegatte wamu mufune omu naye ate nga mukyala. Kakano ne ba union officers bajja kubeera basatu abo beekolako bokka. Prime radio, radio ne medical saba mukadde Ssentongo gwoba owandiika era gwoba ovunaanyizibwa. Institution, schools, mukadde Davis wali Semanda, kale Davis Semanda govunanyizibwa institution, schools, okuleeta omuntu omu ng'ate mwami. Sebo Nominating committee. Right, radio ne medical katukyusemu kade Ssentongo badde onoonya omukazi nga tomulaba kale prime radio ne medical institutions muleete omu nga mwami. In total nominating committee yaffe nga bwe tuli organizing committee now egenda kubeeramu abantu 21. I move, Mr. Chair, that we accept this composition.
It has been moved and seconded. Any comment? Any comment Murundi gumu? Any comment Mirundi ebiri? Dr. Jumba, stand up and get a microphone. Yangu yenye usijumba utiri ukwangu ya jiji
bali nize kazindalo musumba musumba guidance waliwo abatayina kubeerako bwe tugenda eri okulonda tuzogamba this category don't include them wadde nga musajja oba mwami
enjala ennoni ennyo ndowooza sibitegedde.
Okay, are there categories of people that should not be on the committee? Specifically, can executive committee members come to the nominating committee?
Committee members nga gwe taata sigalayo. Kakati mmwe ba committee members mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala naye mwe mujja kusigalayo eri ebbali. Tulina abadde mutuufu byawuuza abo basigalayo bali tayari basigalayo n'abalala bwe batyo baiti basigalayo. Kakati bali bokka abali mu mbeera eyo se buli mutuufu bagenda okubeera mu nsonga eyo. Okay. N'olwekyo bw'ebanga ebuzeeyo ekirala kyonna, can I hear? Question has been called. All those in favor say aye. Opposed nay. So, basebo ne bannyabo. Tewali byakazanyirizi. Kanziruke mpulire gwe balonze mu Central, kanziruke ate mpulire gwe balonze mu East. Tulekese naawe. Bino tebirimu matalisi. Genda mu East Kampala tuleetera abantu bameka basatu, mwami muvubuka mukyalo. South todduka kuva mu South Kampala atodduka owuliriza eno ng'olinganga awuliriza ebyakapiira. Baleke bali abantu abo bakulu kabakole omulimu gwabwe. South Kampala zone basatu babagambye, Central basatu, South Buganda 1 youth mugende mulonde abantu abo mungeri bagamba nti youth ne batateekawo nti obanga youth mukazi oba musajja kasitopimanga youth nga gwoteekawo mutegete bulungi. Bwe tugenda eri abasumba quickly do it. Era ekiba tunakimala kyekitusibye okulya emmere. Ebibuuzo byaweddeyo, njagala kubasindika kugenda kulonda, n'olwekyo nga mbasindika okulonda muyimirire. Omukulu ono agambye nti bagenda kutuwa ebibanja gye tulaga. Nadda wano, nadda wano, nadda wano, bano badda wano, mangu ye mangu. Abamu bwe muba mugenda nga bwe mutuukira ku mulyango nga mulifunye, naye tubasaba mugende eri mumale kusaba. Toleeta kikalu. Spiritual end tugifu.
Mukama bado bagenda kufuluma enkana kulaba ani anaatuula ku lukiiko ani anaatukulembera olw'ekkanisa akakiiko akalonzi. Mukama tusaba omwoyo omutukuvu alunganya enteekateeka eno, lunganya abaddewo n'abazaala bo, yawengeriisa omubi n'okulowooza ku mubi okuyingira mu nteekateeka eno, n'ekyo yayagala kye kiba kikolebwa abaddewo n'abazaala bo abagenda okulondebwa babe nga balondeddwa okuyita mu nteekateeka yo olyoboka kyoyagala wakati mu lukiiko olugenda okutuula. Jangu otulize kyoyagala yerekisa omukama waffe.
Kakati abakulembeze muluwa nomba musooka mujje mu maaso mujje tuyamba okgenda. Muweddeyo edda twakubako akapiira akakika ekyo kanye nga abamanyi bayimirira eno ne bayita naye batakuyita nga kiruma. Kakati sebo mulonde gye mugenda. Aba institution mwe muli batonotono musale amagezi semandala bajutwala abantu bapasita bagenda wa bapasita bamanyira nnyo ebituuti mudde wali. Ababuulizi badda wa ababuulizi mugoberere tayebwa sebo wa mu maaso gali gaba maaso. Kale tugende eri ku mulyango aba South Kampala Central genze wali gwa radio mugende wali mugende naye musaba South Buganda Zone bagambye egenda wa kale
aba South Buganda Station tugenda wakati ku mukono guno ku roads ezisembayo.
aba East Kampala Zone tuli wano fe tusigadde wano East Kampala Zone awo makati awo
Kampala Metropolitan just right there.